Sikane susu ayayene pasa. Yasai Abebiem Fire Life Radio. We bringing you the health matters today. As usual, today we are bringing you something new. We are going to be talking about diabetes. It's very, very important. Even if you have listened to this program before, it's important that you tune in. You know, life changes, situation changes. There is always improvement in medicine, and therefore we will encourage you to tune into Fire Life Radio. Call your brothers, call your sisters, call your family members to tune into Fire Life Radio. Today is Saturday as usual. There is only one place to listen to your health matters. That is Fire Life Radio. Fire Life Radio as usual on Saturday between 9 and 11 we bring you health matters. Health matters, we discuss about health issues, those problems that we are confronted with every single day in our lives in the UK. So Mr. Pharmacy is in the house. I'm not gonna take too much of his time. We are going to be talking about diabetes. You may have family members, you may have friends, or you may not even know someone who has got this medical issue or medical problem. But to educate, to learn, it's just like the sea. Even when it rains, the sea can still make room for more rain to fall into it. You can never stop learning, and you can never end learning. Education is like numbers, it never ends. So call your brother, call your sister to tune into Fire Life Radio while we bring you the health matters. As aforementioned, we'll be talking about diabetes. Mr. Pharmacy is in the house, taking his seat, and we are ready to go. If you have any question at the appropriate time, please write it down. As we are going through, if there is any issue that comes to mind, pick up a pen and a paper, make a note of it. And once we activate the telephone lines, you can then do what? You can then call in and ask your questions. This is free education. You're not paying anything for it. And therefore, we need to perhaps pay attention to it and listen carefully, because we'll be able to learn a lot from programs such as the health program. Mr. Pharmacy, once again, welcome to Fire Life Radio. And what do you have for us today? Even though I've mentioned diabetes, you never know.
Thank you very much, DJD. We are going to talk about diabetes today. And first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to Joyce Afriye for the little that you did for me. And I know you have tuned in, you and your husband have tuned in into Fire Life Radio. And like I said, I'm always ready to be a servant and to have an impact into the life of people. The little I did and your appreciation towards me, I cannot explain it in words. How you have appreciated the little I did and the little thing that you gave me as well. Like I said, usually I do it from my heart. I don't expect anything from nobody. My blessings is in the heaven. I come to Fire Life Radio just to be used by the people who listen to this radio station. And my job is to be a servant to serve the people who listen to this radio station. So if anybody has got any health issues, please do not hesitate to contact me. My brother also come to talk about legal issues, and in life, whether you like it or not, you live in this country, you're a foreigner. Whether you like it, you can be a British, but you cannot be English. DJD, I'm so sad and happy to be here this morning. This week, somebody sent me a WhatsApp, and now, do you know what the GPs are now doing? They are giving medical records to the Home Office. So when you have a GP and you don't have papers, you are in trouble. You will be in trouble because now the Home Office will know where you are now.
Where you live.
They will know where you live now. So when you don't have papers, I'm sorry, you'll be caught. And it's sad. It's sad. And this is the reason why my brother and I have come together to educate people and help you with your papers or whatever you want to do
to sort yourself out.
Otherwise, now the way things are going is going to be sad, and it's going to be I don't know. I don't really know.
Undocumented migrants will probably die needlessly due to this politics
and
about immigration.
And because when people get sick, they can't even visit their GPs. So I have also dedicated myself to come here and to give the advice as much as I can. I had opportunity to be invited to the marriage program by Dr. Boate, and about 11 people called me, and honestly, by the grace of God, I've sorted them out, and they are very, very happy. And here I am on this Fire Live radio station every Saturday. People, about 81 countries have tuned in this morning, listening to my voice. Anyway, all the pre-regs of pharmacy who are listening to me this morning, I say good morning and greetings to you all. I know people are listening to me, people from different countries, Indians and you name it, Caribbeans, everybody who are listening to me on Fire Live Radio. I want to say a very, very, very good morning to you all, and I will see you all very soon. So DJD, like I said, it's about having an impact into the life of people. What can we do to help other people? What can we do? At the end of the day, it's not about money. It's not about anything. You were playing this music, I was just laughing in my head. Every Crensel, Canada way, and Jimmy O. And this week, the way I have been called, God knows. And I've got back problem as well. So it's been killing me. From 2 o'clock up to this morning, I haven't slept. My back is killing me because of the cold that has really penetrated into my bone marrow. But then again, I still come to Fire Live Radio. I haven't been driving for almost about 8 months. But I still take the buses 2 hours to come to Brixton every single Saturday if I can, to provide for you people or listeners of the Fire Live Radio. Because it's my job. My job is to educate you, and you too calling in to educate me. Anyway, before I even start, let me take a short prayer. Almighty God, I pray in the mighty name of you. Any little words that come out of my mouth, please have an impact into these words and change the life of your people. In Jesus' mighty name, I commit this program into your precious blood. And again, negativity, Father, I cancel it in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Amen. DJ D, we are going to talk about diabetes today, but I am so passionate about this disease, diabetes, hypertension, and other illness or diseases that is affecting we the Afro-Caribbean community, that we can do something about it and prolong our life expectancy. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. anyone who is listening to Fire Live Radio today, I'm going to speak very, very slowly, and I'm sorry to say I'm very passionate this morning because I want people to listen to this radio. Granddad, I want to take this opportunity to say a good morning to you. Ulumai, Michelle, when him say, I can kind about on chair or share me, and also share all Fire Live Radio. Gift about on chain and Komobia Nini DBano. All is well and good. Do not worry at all. We are in good spirit. We are very happy. And more God open and bless you all the years that you have been. I was even surprised when you told Gifty that you are 115. As I tell you, how was your little girl? I'm just even surprised. At the age of 115 years, Unyami Echrao, Unyami Aton Kwanemupa. And I'm so pleased to be able to sit here. Sir, me as your grandson, Mr. Mawama, me ba, eswabe your great grandson or great granddaughter. Say school grandpa kono swawo. Enye school grand no mo kwan ka ebi so anwo swawo. Ebi so ambeso baba bewo. Am great grandchildren. I mean sure onto nkwanemu, but do not be worried about anything. I do it in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Just be happy for us, and we will do the best that we can for you. DJ D, we are going to talk about diabetes today. That is what we're going to talk about. It is killing us. It is killing many people. There are so many things we can do to help our community, and therefore we need to raise awareness of diabetes. We need to raise awareness of high blood pressure. We need to raise awareness of little diseases or little things that people are doing or that people are experiencing in their life. So we want to talk about diabetes, DJD, today.
Thank you very much. Diabetes, as we all know, or at least we have all heard about diabetes, the impact that it can have on its victims as well as their family members. Today it's important that we broaden our knowledge about this medical condition, because the more we know about something, the more we can take the appropriate measures to combat it, to manage it, or perhaps to prevent it from the first place. One thing that I must also mention, Mr. Pharmacy, is an area that I don't think we've talked about. Is autism.
Okay.
Autism is also an area that is affecting a lot of Ghanaians,
and we don't understand it.
As soon as it happens, they say it's witchcraft, it's the devil.
Oh my word!
And sometimes, it's not. This is spiritual illness. Up to now, people still believe in that. This has come to me because last Sunday, this gentleman and his son, to be honest, he did not know how to control this child. And the child was all over the place. I could see that he was so embarrassed by the situation. But at the same time, he hasn't got a clue about what to do to be able to control this child. I really felt sorry for this guy. But like him, I have no clue. And therefore I couldn't help him. But then I spoke to a school teacher. And the school teacher happened to say, you know what? I am a Ghanaian as well. And it's something that is going on within our communities. But it's just that parents haven't got a clue of how to deal with it. Then occurred to me, perhaps maybe, if I mention it to you, then there could be a day or one of the programs that we could also talk about autism. Because it's not everything that is the devil, but up to now we are still blaming the devil when a child is got autism. And there are so many mechanisms, so many things are in place in this country that you can actually help the child, because some are very, very mild and some are medium, some are serious. The mild ones can be controlled easily. All that we have to do is to put things in place. But unfortunately, if you don't know, you haven't got a clue, you are clueless, how do you start anything?
That's true.
So perhaps it's an area that we could also look at, and I believe that it will help a lot of parents, because sometimes it is there, staring us in the face, but we refuse to accept it. Because we know if you accept it, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters are going to accuse us of bringing a child up who is suffering from maybe spiritual illness. We can do better than that.
Absolutely.
So hopefully with time, this is an area that perhaps we could also discuss so that we can get a better understanding to be able to help families with children with autism, and also to be able to help those children who suffer from autism. But today, the main topic is diabetes.
I'm just so happy you've mentioned about autism.
Yeah.
And we will come and discuss that, maybe not next week, but the week after. Autism is an area that need to be spoken about and raise awareness to many of us, because like you said, we are really, really suffering, for especially when you have autistic child. And many a times, some of the parents, even in Ghana, all they say is, oh, they were born do. Actually, they were born do. Now, area show three, forgetting say maybe you are autistic child. Now, you know, you declare so they were born. Now, why I accept it. Now, you know, that's the end of your life.
Yeah.
Instead of helping people, let me tell you, I have a very good friend of mine, Vida. Vida is listening to Fire Live Radio now. When Vida had a child, this boy, Levi was pronounced autistic child. And let me tell you, with the guidance and the treatments and the help that Levi has now, he is one of the top technologies. I mean, when we talk about technology, it's one of the top. Even our television, the guy came to set up our television. How to even get free Sky. So you can imagine how the guy is so clever, so smart when it comes to technology. So all that I'm saying is, that's not the end. When a child, you see your child as somebody who is not knowledgeable, trust me, there is a lot of things in them. Don't think that's the end of the child. There is a lot of things that can be done, and especially in this country, so many things can be done. And also, as people are listening to Fire Live Radio, or you're watching us on Facebook or wherever you are doing, please do not hesitate. If you have any health issues you want it to be discussed, please go to Fire Live Radio website and just put it in. We are here to serve the people. Anything you don't understand, please bring it out. If I can, I will do the best that I can. I have studied general pharmacy, general health issues. I know a bit about everything. Let me pour my knowledge, let me do a little bit of research, and let's all discuss. I've always said, somebody who suffers from even diabetes now is the person who is better than me. The person who suffers from the illness know it better than me. So when people call in and they are saying their views or what they experience, then I'm also learning from it. So this morning we are going to talk about diabetes, DJD.
Thank you very much. I will encourage our listeners to call your brothers, call your sisters. You can listen to Fire Life Radio through different medium or through different angle. You can go to Facebook. Just go to Fire Life Radio. You will see us live and colored. You can also go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, just put in Fire, which is F-I-R-E. Live is L-I-V-E. And then you put in the radio. I will also encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And every time that we are doing live program, you will be sent a notification and you'll be able to listen to Fire Life Radio live and colored. Fire Life Radio is an educational radio station. We are not interested in unnecessary stuff. We are only here to promote education, something that will help us in our general well-being and our life. So I will encourage each and everyone to stay tuned to Fire Life Radio, to listen to that Fire Life Radio. We also thank our dear sister, our dear mama, regional listener of Germany. If you go to the website, you could see that all the telephone numbers and also the topics. As soon as we start the program, she started distributing it. So we thank you very much for your wonderful work and for your wonderful support since you joined us. May the Lord Almighty God bless you for all the hard work. We do appreciate that. Now we're talking about diabetes. Mr. Pharmacy, a lot of people have heard about diabetes. But once again, we hear about it and we discard it. If someone is listening to us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, the person doesn't know what diabetes is. In a layman's language, how would you describe diabetes?
It's a good question. Of course, everything that you do, you need to know what it is in the first place. Even from scientific point of view, anything, my question is why? Why this? Why black is black? Why white is white? Why yellow is yellow? That is what we do, and we do our own investigation as to how things are. So it is very important that we need to understand what the thing is and the problem associated with diabetes. But when we say diabetes, in a short term, it's a very, very lifelong condition, and it usually causes a person's blood sugar level to become too high. So when your blood sugar level become too high, then we assume or we say you've got diabetes, because it is not normal for any person blood sugar level to be high. So as soon as your blood sugar level becomes high, then we claim that you have got diabetes. So what tends to happen is we have a hormone called insulin. The hormone is produced by a gland called pancreas, which is behind the stomach. It is produced by a gland called pancreas, which is behind the stomach. And the pancreas, what it does is responsible for controlling the amount of glucose in your blood. The pancreas is responsible for controlling the amount of glucose in your blood. So for instance, if you have type 2 diabetes, then the advice is it's important to look after your own health and well-being. Maybe with the support from those around from those who are involved in your care. So that is what really happened. And if you are caring for your health, then that will make treating your diabetes even easier and minimize your risk of maybe developing complications or diabetic complication. So that is what diabetes means. There is too much sugar in your blood.
There is too much sugar in your blood. That is diabetes. So, radio pharmacist, how many types of diabetes do we have?
When we talk about diabetes, there are types of diabetes, but there are two main types of diabetes, which is type 1 and type 2 diabetes. We've got type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas doesn't produce any insulin at all. Like I said, the definition of diabetes, when somebody is got diabetes, there is too much sugar in the blood, and the insulin is responsible for stabilizing the sugar in your blood, or maybe pushing the sugar into the cells in order to give energy. So when you have diabetes, that means the pancreas is either not producing the sugar that it needs, or the pancreas is producing the insulin. The pancreas is producing the insulin, but the insulin is not doing the job that it's supposed to do. So when we say type 1 diabetes, is where the pancreas doesn't produce any insulin at all. And usually the type 1 diabetes, people who suffer from that, we give them injections like hormone insulin injection in order to reverse that problem. And usually people who are even babies who are born from day one, they can start being given those insulin or injection from day one. So that is what's really happened with type 2 diabetes. The pancreas doesn't produce enough, either they don't produce enough insulin, or the body cells don't react to the insulin that is being produced. So it's just like you have a door, and you are giving keys to try a door or open door. You've got all the keys, you can have all the keys, but if the key doesn't open the door, or it's not the correct key, it's not gonna work. The door cannot be open. So although the insulin is being produced by the pancreas, but the body is resisting to do the job that it needs to do. So therefore the blood sugar level also become high. Does it make sense, DJ?
It makes
DJ
sense,
positive.
100%
Yeah,
sense.
so that is what really happened. So when you talk about type 2 types of diabetes, we've got type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. The type 1 is what I said, it doesn't, the insulin, the pancreas doesn't produce any insulin at all. But with the type 2, they produce the insulin, or they don't produce enough insulin to stabilize the sugar, or they produce the insulin, but the insulin cannot do the job that it's supposed to do. You know, so it's resistance to the cells. And of course, we do also have another type of diabetes called gestational diabetes. Gestational diabetes.
Right. So when you talk, or when you mention, as you just mentioned, gestational diabetes, what does it mean?
When you say gestational diabetes, you know, when people get pregnant, sometimes they do get diabetes. They do get diabetes. So those women who get pregnant and they become diabetic temporarily, then we call them gestational diabetes. So either the diabetes can be reversed, or sometimes it will be the beginning of their diabetes. So it can be reversed. So once they've given birth, they become okay.
That's amazing.
So that is what really happened in some women who tend to have children or who get pregnant and they become diabetic. And I believe a lot of women who are listening to me possibly have experienced this problem in the past.
Yo, ati for a Fire Life Radio, and I pay me say I feel our friend or down for be unmi papaya or tea a radio pharmacist. Na etom bi aya ye mu pii no ye ka say na Ghana for de no mutimi ye bibi papa wo Ghana for ye mu waba kromo ha ono so no de otimi sua ye no ene on de chema o man nyina nya Ghana for ewiase fa na nyina na ene dwumadie ya anase ensem a ye brobro hwin wato ne din say diabetes kra no ye nyina no ye wo fi yate yade be fe na sikire yade na sikire yade no ede ade kra ena wo kirekire mu ye mu pi wo ho a etomi bia ye duane die mu a ye di ye ka se sikire yade a wuti the word sikire yade a obi wo ho a wudi sikire a bebre a ena benya sikire yade radio pharmacy kirekire ye mu sikire yade kra ene dan enye sikire yade pe o se ye wo yade nso ye mu ahodo mienu ye o de di kan ye type 1 ena de to so mienu type 2 na ena no afe na ebia wo fridge maba and I say be crowd or driving see how type YouTube and I say oko Facebook and I say oko tuning na Fire Life Radio obehu radio pharmacist papa yi ene oneme edin komo ewa fidies no he is a qualified pharmacist sebio onye omo a omu gina baasi ma na omu gina kwanchen eduro ba ko ebetimi asani pa yade be 100 ena busisi na we say bibia na oto ne bo ase kirekire mu entini ahade adwuma papa ene adesua ene yesua enti ebia na wunu ya bi yemu pi wa ha yade bebre ehyehye ye ho na nso so yenim enti meso se ka kire wunu bi na onfa fidie ne nto ha papa esu so wi a mede ne na mabetudwa yemu pi wa ha enam enkrata asem enti no yentimi nko if pharmacy shop kura no bebre wo ha ena man krata asem ti no ontimi nye den enko ena sisi asoso eboboba sisi a NHS amoni home office for no omo database no omo share enti no say sisi ano ebi asebio uni nkrata wakobi GP a ene wanhwe ya otifia wa address kura ne yebomu enti no sisi ane de se ne akro ne kono for wafidie no to fa life memenda ene daada memenda bia na tie na se bia sa ya de na se bibi unya symptoms bia watutu anamo na wahwehwe radio pharmacy a telephone number na mo bi owo de beboa no watimi de abo na radio pharmacy as you are saying, you know, if someone suffers from diabetes now, what are the main symptoms? And the idea and they obey who say, Ebia, me drunk yamia, Ebia, Mrs. Yamia, Obuawa, whether ye by saying was it Buema woo, I didn't know was you, Mrs. You, me romanticism, you move bro, I want to can open no be a Johnny Cogana. And to better than you say diabetes as each day. And you so bang symptoms when you be who say, a be where so and I say, it's a say actually.
I mean, positive. You are right. It's a very, very good question because if someone suffers from diabetes, how would you know?
How would you know
whether you are suffering from diabetes?
Unless you let us know.
A lot of people do have those symptoms, but they don't even know that there are possibly signs of diabetes. But usually the main symptoms, which are very common to either you are type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes, is that you tend to urinate more often than usual, particularly at night. So during the night time, people who suffer from diabetes, they can get up about maybe 5 times during the night just to go to the toilet and urinate. So they urinate very, very often. And it can be any time of the day, but it's very, very common at night time. They tend to urinate a lot. Because for a few weeks now, honestly speaking, I got myself scared because I was urinating about 3 times or 4 times.
At night?
At night. So I had to go and test my blood sugar level, honestly speaking, because I was worried. One thing is, I don't have diabetes in my family, but I became very worried for urinating. And I was drinking water. I've got a bottle of water around me as well.
Oh,
but thank God, I'm okay. When I checked my blood sugar level, it was about 5 millimole per liter.
Oh, okay.
And the usual blood sugar level should be between 4 to 6 millimole per liter.
Oh,
so I was really, really okay. So people tend to urinate, particularly at night. And also, people become very thirsty. You drink a lot. You want to drink water or any drink all the time. And people tend to be very tired. People tend to be very, very tired. And a lot of people also lose weight. There is unexpected weight loss. And you cannot explain the weight loss. All they are doing is they are losing weight. And also, there is itching around the penis or the vagina area. The penis and the vagina area, they are always itching, those individuals. Or possibly frequent episode of thrush. There are certain people who come to the pharmacy almost every month to get thrush medication like Canistan, pastry. They are always getting thrush. And that could be a sign or the beginning of diabetes. So please, if you are a lady and you are having frequent thrush condition, please bear in mind and do a medical checkup. The good news is DJ positive. You can go into any of your pharmacy and do this checkup without showing any papers.
Oh, okay.
Just go there. We can do you health check. I think it's about £9.99. Most of the pharmacies do it. All we need to do is we take a little blood sample and we do the test. The test will only take about, the whole procedure will take about 20 minutes. Then you can even go back to your work. So if you haven't got time, go into your pharmacy. Gone are them days when you go to your GP and they will take your blood and go take your blood to the hospital before they do all these checks. Look, you can go to your pharmacy, a very simple blood test that can be done. However, some of the complicated blood tests that your GP need to be done or GP need to do is when they take your blood and they will take that sample to hospital and they will do the blood test there and find out or do their investigation as to anything that is wrong with the person.
So radio pharmacy, as you are saying, you can walk in at any time to any of the pharmacist shop.
Most pharmacy shop do health check.
Okay.
Not all the pharmacy shop, but most of the pharmacy shop do health check. Walk in. If the pharmacist is not all that busy, they will do it straight away.
Okay.
Or they can get assistant even to take your blood sample and do the test. And the pharmacist will come in and interpret the results. That's what I normally do. I get my staff to do. They have been trained to how to take the blood, and we will just do a simple blood test and give you I will come and interpret the results to you. So all that I'm saying is let's take care of our health. It's very, very important. I mean, positive. Either you have papers or you don't have papers, you still have to take care of your blood, of yourself. You know, so it's very, very, very important. And also some of the other symptoms that I will talk about is some people do get cuts or wounds, and those cuts or wounds will heal very, very slowly. So when it is healing very, very slowly, then you've got to think about checking your blood. Maybe it could be a sign of diabetes. You know, people get cuts and it takes a long time for the cuts to be healed. So that can be. And also, some people do get blurred vision. They see double. Their vision become very, very blurred. So if your vision is becoming very, very blurred, then please be very, very careful and do something about it. It is a sign of diabetes. So please, all that I'm saying to you is do not worry. I mean, we are here to help. We are here to do the best that we can, and I believe we will have an impact into the life of many, many, many people that we share this with. So please don't worry, we are here with you. If you are suffering from diabetes, that's not the end of the world. Trust me, we are here. We will help as much as we can. So do not be worried at all. Do not be worried at all. Even if you have any difficulties, Positive will be here to be of a help to you. Positive will direct you to the places that you need to be. So please, we are here to help. We are here to help. So that's what I can say. Positive. Some of the symptoms. That's all I can say. And also, before you carry even on, I know sometimes people talk about hyper. Oh, this guy is got hyper. There is something we call hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia is possibly when you have too much sugar in your blood. Then we tend to say, oh, the person is gone hyper, you know. And hyperglycemia can occur for several reasons. Either you are eating too much, or being unwell, or possibly ineffective diabetes medication, or not taking enough. So hyperglycemia causes the main symptoms of the diabetes, which may include extreme thirst and frequent urination. So sometimes people do suffer from hyperglycemia because of the symptoms of diabetes and what they possibly are going through. So that's the reality, and that's what happened. DJ Positive.
Thank you very much, radio pharmacist. Our listeners are not promoting in any radio pharmacist and a pay any no video so. Na eto emerebi ana mpempia se obi ese na daje na obetena radio yi so na ebia o tu ne mindful a ya mama yengina no nsi bone ebia nan wo no aye kasa no wo a wutie me a me wo tie me ni radio pharmacy or the education ye brain no ebia na sa yade na diabetes obi kura se o me nibi na enso so no onye na dwe se obetie na sese ka wutie na ebia se wo so no usua bibia afri mu a amadachi bi ne kura no ewi asempanifo ne bu ba bi se wo hunu se onyonko abodwe se ehye na ka wasansu asi odi ho sese de ense so sansu ese so sansu na wodo abodwe se na yede anumu because e jane beduru ho na abodwe se na fonti ntimi hye ne kura entirobu ho a adesua ya radio pharmacy di brand pan obefi se o me kura mabusua mu yade bi animi mu radio pharmacy aka o se o mabusua no diabetes nim na enso so no o hya ase se ahemanachi Ojonso me say waka say wo soro ahemanachi jonso pe na me yemo de me pai because 3 days ago whether yi akeka ne ho sabi o meti boss mu kura na jonso yi ba say yiro no enti no obi wo wa asema ye kan ne yema hye no because ko be na nsa ne whether ne sesan ye enti kakra be na jonso de o enti na say ye nyina no etimi ye den etu anamo enti na papa wa betena ha no pai ebia wunya bibi kura mfiri mu a ebia won soro ahemanachi jonso but ekobe na atwini wo jonso ebia unum nsuo dodo soso enti ne nyina no eye adehia ye nuama no soso amafo ye funu radio pharmacy aha no fresh studio line anase ne ye wi a ye de nama soso betudwa. He is here to help our community. He say your community etomri bi wo wa ye kase mfa ye ho ene wo hwe ne yekoso a ye ma na ahya se ewuwu yo ye ma na ahya se ye kunkum wom ye ye se mfa ye ho ya nhwe yi a papa ya betena ha sei da bia memenda obo yade hu dawro yade yeya wo de da bia no wo ne enwuma wo no wo nwuma kra ne sei wo no a wutie ma na pai enwuma ben ene se ye kase bia watu bata babruchire enwuma ben wa yade abo community a enwuma ben na abetimi aka yade ya ne se ye kopesika na fe ye ma no ye jom wo ho yade ye bebre ye kan ye ma no enam se na yade ye ba koja ha ade ye chine yade ye ba koja ha entiri wonnim nsunsanso a e ba nkwala ne so na yade a modi kan boss first a isim se community ye ma no edi yenya ye ma ne timi ko hyper sa autism no wo be pebre no wa ba chire mu enti anapa de ye ne ready pharmacies na wo ha or can diabetes who has about a 6 year na before maybe sir another question and I say then someone better aso no now or can be about a kwanya say also far if someone suffering from diabetes now what are the symptoms and then watch chire mu na ye ba behwe e de ade kra na kofa sa diabetes no eba enti radio pharmacy ma memfa sa enkrato we entwa mu sesi a na afi no yemra emeto edition so okay. Yane radio pharmacist Mr. Frank Obenda konsa wo hwe screen so a ebia na watini into YouTube be hu say edini da so Frank Darkon na yene no etwetwe nkomom oye qualified pharmacist ewo United Kingdom ene Wales enyina papai wabo abodin yankofo obi metena radio so na yakachira say kode ebetimi asa koko ebetimi asa hwan waho etomre bi wo ho a Sabio Bible na da ho no o se nimudia a memma eni nti no we lack wisdom, lack of knowledge, my people perish. So obit me kofa ade bi na wabeka cho say ade be 100 and so utimi bisa ho ensem bi na anapai papa yi adesua woni yesua na adwuma na mebo ampo adwuma yi o say yadom bi yetomri bi wo ho a radio pharmacy oni mi say ye no say bibi mfa ye ho a we don't bother to listen.
Oh yes.
Ti say adesua wo de amayen obi wo ho a ese me ba bi ani diabetes me ni e de na papa yi no baka hu say yadom bi keke na ya ye twen ma adekode ne to ye wiansa ene e be hwehwe we kira kwan
onim positive
radio pharmacist.
Let me tell you something about me. And I speak from my heart and my spirit. Me so for one o say ohumia na wafi o mame
No wafi ne mame
o so ohumia na wafi o mame because the way I sit here no sa pepepe no wa mete me when I speak my mind to you it doesn't mean say I hate you but at that time no what I feel is what I'm speaking to. So wherever I go as a pharmacist, when I've got assistants assisting me, I don't just want them to give the medicine to you. I want them to know why they are giving that medicine to you and what is wrong with the patient. And that's what I do. And that's the difference between Frank Darko and somebody else. So wherever I go, I'm loved. People loved me. Because clinically, fine, I'm on the studios of Fire Live Radio to educate you. But I'm also giving my clinical knowledge. I'm also upgrading my clinical knowledge. So I have to study or do a little bit of revision before I come here.
Yeah.
So all the time, I'm refreshing my mind. So clinically, I'm there. Positive. Clinically, I know stuff. I know things.
Yeah.
Anything to do with medical, just ask me. I can confidently come and tell you. So wherever I go, I want people to understand. And I share my knowledge. So people shouldn't think my daughter or my son suffer from diabetes and therefore I don't want to know. When you know and you tell positive, what's the big deal about it? There is no big deal. So even if nobody suffer from it and you have an idea, or you listen to Chief Servant on Fire Live Radio, and Chief Servant said this, and therefore it's in my head. It's a big deal. You don't lose nothing to know.
Radio pharmacy, as you being a qualified pharmacist now, as you are sharing your views and your experiences now, the way you treat your patients, you know, not giving them the medicine or the medication, but you want to find out why. But radio pharmacy, don't you think, sir? Where the my opinion on? Me call Madame for Bruni be fee. Na me call ni fee no. And I also a cup of tea, mommy. But me positive me tea de me mpe because I punch me shed and cake. Tea a call ya ra kitchen eating come. Radio pharmacy will be in the cabinet no. The me wan say enduro paracetamol when 1 or 2 stars medicines were packing and then business are you a sickler? I say no. And I said then why do you get all this? I say oh but for the first aid radio pharmacy me question business say only pan on shed on yari but also what to sa enduro no egu ho in case e bia emergency ebio obi abanche no nipa say metie me ya ebia nema ebia sentence no ebio akola no ebia of Philip symptoms bi no atoto sa na ema na gu but me community no me na fofo me come nchen nyina me hunu say obi akase o ko ebia boot ana say o ko Sainsbury's na wa kwakoto ebia me banyare. Why should I go and get paracetamol syrup? Why should I go and get as a pharmacist no? What advice can you give? I know say this is not part of the topic.
No, that's but it's very good. Look, I'm here. Anything to do with medical, just ask me.
Yeah. And is there advice I was saying? Ebi am positive me way. Me wo ma wo fie. Me feel say me banyare. Then na ma shop bi na me toto ebi a me koto me fufu ma koto me na mani ne yi. But obroni ni so no etoto sa de manya but o say esa utiminya bibi esi wase fa first aid ama in case say bibi anajo ana bibi a obetimi enti no me bisa mo say it doesn't sound to my hearing. But you being a pharmacist, do you think that is advisable?
He is very intelligent man.
Really?
Or a woman. He's very, very intelligent man or woman.
Why?
You know, people call me maybe in the middle of the night. Everybody should listen to this very careful. Everybody who is listening to Fire Life Radio should listen to what I'm going to say. I know we've diverted. What we're talking about?
We are on diabetes.
Very, very, very important.
We'll get to the causes. We are there.
You know the most common problem of children?
No.
You've been a father.
Yeah.
Normally, your children complain.
Yeah.
About maybe some illness or they complain about illness. Normally, when they complain, which part of the body do you from your experience do you think they usually complain? Which
head.
Your head.
Yeah.
And what? And your head and what?
And my tummy.
And your tummy. I'm glad you've mentioned that. The children, they almost either meet me and I say me free. So as a pharmacist, I've always got a drug called Colanticon gel. If anybody is listening to me, write it down. Colanticon, Colanticon gel. It's a syrup.
Okay.
It's a medicine. Colanticon gel. And paracetamol. As Quincy K will say, common paracetamol.
Paracetamol.
You know. And cough medicine. Because children experience a lot of cough this country. These 3 medicine, trust me, I've got it in my cabinet.
Wow.
Every day I replace it. When people are suffering, they call me, I just go and give it. Just get those medicine because that's what the children will complain about. Every time we give them the Colanticon gel,
wow.
So all that I'm saying is, although my children are grown up, even my last one is 15 years now. So I do not have a problem with children diseases or illness.
Yeah.
But I keep it just in case positive will call me and I'll be able to deliver.
Wow.
Or I'll be able to tell positive something. You know, so all that I'm saying is, it doesn't matter. Keep it for the sake of somebody.
Good.
How nice. Positive. Let me tell you, me, Papa, me, you know.
Yes, of course.
I'm telling you. Say, Uncle Fua. Omo allowed me to be a blessing to them. No. Any papaya, me ye, any strom de mame no. Say, trust me. And yet, uso Anna, ubenya waketu yo. Asasi su eja ubenya waketu yo. Oya dia enkoso da. I'm telling you, it's not a case. Enti obiane ne die. Say uwo keep sa stock of sa endro no a. It doesn't mean say you are crazy. It means say udwini nipa ho. Enti say woni nipa wo ha ana uye bibia. Think say obey bibia ebebuo nipa. Not only for yourself. Don't be selfish and think only about yourself. This last week, this week, me send text messages, me call baby. So many people. Now me can say, efficiency BB. We been send the I just love it, and I started sending it to people. It's not about them, you know, for my own self-interest too. But me, ye BB abuenipa. But what am I saying? And that is more important. It's not about you. It's about doing something to have an impact into the life of people. That's the most important. So the person who is talking medication was a sensible man. I'm telling you.
Thank you very much for answering my question for me. And I know it's a lesson and then radio pharmacy because bibi ni amu pharmacist and mo qualifying person. Crow will be ba. Do you know what you are doing? Okay, say yes. Honey, and will be, you know, near positive and I can't. So, who know? Until I may call you and I'm who you know. It's on your pharmacist. But in Royal, what you need to be. And to me, I'm okay. And the ababa radio is na magia but tima bisa enti emu bebre ho aye ko marketer especially parents ne mothers no ya mo mie nsusu yanto ye fufuo ni enam no na enkwala na wo fie no ni edura najo a avena ko radio pharmacy to get even said the radio pharmacy can now when is it a counter drug and I said they are not counter drugs.
You can buy it without prescription.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is sometimes we talk about NHS. Parents take children to their GPs for waste of time. I'm telling you, most of the illness that parents take their GPs and they are suffering, it can be resolved by the parents. Get the Colanticon gel, buy cough mixture, and get a painkiller. That's it, couple.
Oh.
And just give it to the children rather than being wandering, suffering. Because the thing is, most of the children, they dry paracetamol and ibuprofen. I'm telling you, that is what we would dispense. Because what do you want the doctor to do? The child cannot be able to give you accurate account of what is really wrong with him. So it makes the GP very difficult for the GP to say maybe we are now without blood test. But mostly, we have children illness, children diseases, and it's commonly common in children. So therefore, when I stock those medication and they suffer, I just give it to them. That's it. So there is no need. Say comfort, sir. No. Stock the medication, not even necessary to waste your GP time or go to your GP. Fine. Maybe you can get it for free. But the time that you take out of work, it's going to cost you money. So buy the paracetamol, buy the ibuprofen, and if it's getting worse, then of course there is a need to call for the GP. Then you explain to the GP, I've given the child this, and therefore it hasn't resolved the issue. The GP will respect you more and even do more investigation than you've done nothing about it. You are just a waste of time or coming to waste their time. So they just give you couple. Most of the diseases that people go and see their GP, trust me, they will give you ibuprofen or couple just to get rid of you.
Addition esunkwana ekoso ha meka fire na wakase addition nko me say na me bie phone lines na akoma na se be butu bibie na meka fire o say addition radio pharmacy. As we are talking about diabetes, what are the causes e dey kra na kofa sa ya dey we ne mpempen so ni nsunsu what are the causes of diabetes?
The causes of diabetes, like I was explaining to you, we have a pancreas. The pancreas is a gland behind the stomach. What it does is it has to produce something called insulin, which is a hormone. And what the hormone does is it stabilizes your blood sugar level. Because when you eat, like you've eaten maybe fufu or a plantain or whatever, the carbohydrates is converted to sugar. And the sugar gives you energy for you to be sitting here to watch me now. As you are watching me,
I'm watching you.
You are using energy. So whatever you ate last night or you ate this morning is converted to sugar, and the sugar gives you the energy to be able to see me. So when the sugar is too much in your blood, that is what causes the diabetes. So the insulin need to be produced in order to take the sugar away from the blood into the cells and give you the energy. So when there is no insulin being produced, or the insulin is produced but its resistance to the cells that it need to work on, then the sugar level become too high in the blood. So when the sugar level become too much or too high in the blood, then you get other symptoms. And that's why when people urinate, when the blood is going round and it goes through the liver and it filter, then all the sugar will be excreted into the urine. Entina obuha or Johnson pe ubonse entetia omugu ni Johnson no because it's sugar.
It's too much.
So the sugar will be leaking into the excretory process.
And then the radio pharmacy.
When somebody is on the car Now, omu German say media me what a draw way a bit me a cure diabetes and that's a bit to diabetes. I see them as crazy. I'm telling you, honestly, I see those people as crazy people. Look, I'm very passionate about what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it really annoys me when people are just taking money from people because they don't want to speak the truth. They just want to make money out of people. Why do people want to do that?
It's very serious. It's very
serious. Because the person has got diabetes, your pancreas is not producing insulin, or the pancreas is producing insulin, then the insulin is resistant, it's producing insulin, fine, but it's just like a wrong key in a door. It cannot open, so it's not operating. And you are telling me you are going to give a medicine to eradicate that problem, that pancreas. Why?
Meaning, Senia said, "Oh, she screen so far." And I said, "The radio pharmacy, all because of the love and the passion, your community in ye so obitia bruchere, Sabio, and young crata, some cry a radio pharmacy and a pay or say, oh dear, young pharmacy shop, Nakoya day, young check or sugar level, and no cranaya de Amaka brani. Now what's your bruchere? Not was young turn room. And room from free Ghana mrel. And no be wa sabe. Minimobia, ya dear draw free Ghana, a bibi draw ya bio. Ya de buy no, and then a yari and said the okano. Using the wrong key to open the door. How can it open? And in about the force. Now a bibi ya use force no, and so bueni. And no nipan wa twan an animal once here. And rubber brew wa ye nim na yakofa. Entine yabesre ye nuanwa an opportunity in. Minim say wutie ye wo so betimi acha ma wunu ya bi mo amutie o Facebook enye nro bia na sabio kwadwo mensa esi o menum aduro wen sabio apapa mi koko no it doesn't mean say positive so kono say aduro na obia ne yare but enye the same it sounds similar
but positive e bi crump na one who aduro na kakoko ne be papa Are you understanding me?
Yes.
But a coincidence. And the person telling you, no, it doesn't mean also papa.
That is the word. And you know, and then any radio pharmacist Frank Obinda and a nutrition in command of pain about diabetes. Say be our diabetes. A quine bang and abefa obesiano. And they didn't cover diabetes. Now say be a sabio. What he has saying. Ebi kwana word ene radio pharmacy amienya symptoms eye den e de diabetes ba ebi awu kura unim na so wakofa aduro bi a ene diabetes ni kura nhia na afie na sa akọ den akọ trigger
absolutely
enti no ye mu bebre ho a ye wakwantuo mu a ye wu no enye bayi na ye ka no bayi no de eye din na so no wo no na abetima ama bayi na den I exist. Because it's a biometi and me diabetes. Symptoms, yes, oh, Johnson. Ye near didn't be brain a crown, and also cofa day, sad diabetes in the brain. Unim Nebia, Obiaba catch yourself cofa aspirin. Now, no aspirin or diabetes beko. O cofa way, and never the boa, yen ye nim. And to know, the best some mommy and seeking advice from the professionals. The young field, you know. The anya were dumano, man, ye. No, who anything. No, anything. And in radio pharmacy, what causes diabetes? Miminim, and then a cover diabetes. But he is a qualifying person, he has been trained, he has been taught. Until all can be betrayed, we have to listen. Radio pharmacy, my next question is baby, sir. I mean, Mrs. Abreno, a man from United Kingdom, had a baby, Oko Europe, baby. How do you know if someone is got diabetes?
If you've got diabetes, as I was explaining to you, some of the symptoms that we experience, that will tell you whether you are diabetic. If you fall within those symptoms that I've explained earlier on, then please take note. But for us to diagnose if a person is got diabetes, as medically, if somebody come to me now and I know, is first of all is to take the blood test, or maybe you can even do urine test as well. We've got something called diastics and ketosticks, you know, to check the number of ketones in your blood, and the sticks will be able to tell you whether your urine sample is diabetic urine or it's not. Or you can do a blood test. So if you experience those symptoms as I explained to you earlier on, then possibly you are more likely that you've got diabetes. There is also something called HbA1c, which is HB. It's called glycated hemoglobin, which is HbA1c. It's a blood test that we do to be able to identify whether you are diabetic or you are not diabetic. And normally your blood sample is taken to hospital. When it's taken to hospital, they do the test to confirm whether you have a diabetes or you don't have diabetes. But the most important thing for people who are listening to us now is the symptoms that I have described. If you experience any of the symptoms, please leave the rest for us. We will do what we have to do. But if you have any problem, or if you are experiencing diabetes, or you are in the process of maybe suspected diabetes and you've seen your GP, what we do is we will take a blood test. Even in people who have been diagnosed with maybe diabetes, then the glycated hemoglobin, which is the HbA1c test, is often used to show how well their diabetes is being controlled. So whether you are diabetic or you are not diabetic, even if you are diabetes, we use that test to show whether your diabetes is being controlled, or maybe the drugs that we are giving to you is working or it's not working. But there are so many drugs that are given. Either you are giving the proper insulin, or maybe we will give you a drug to be able to either force your pancreas to produce insulin, because sometimes the pancreas is not producing the insulin. So we squeeze it by giving you drugs, so that the drugs will go and squeeze it and push more insulin into your bloodstream. So that will help you to be able to neutralize your blood glucose level. So the HB1AC is one of the methods that we use to determine or to diagnose whether the person diabetes is being controlled. Or maybe we might do a simple blood test in the pharmacy just to check your millimole per liter, whether you fall within 4 to 6 millimole per liter, depending on. Sometimes we do ask people to fast before they come to the pharmacy first thing in the morning. If they fast, then that's something we do.
Very good. So radio pharmacist, and as you are talking or speaking now, if diabetes or someone suffering from diabetes or a diabetic person, and that person does not treat that diabetes, what will happen?
If the diabetic is not treated, then it can lead to diabetic complications. You can either have diabetic retinopathy. Retinopathy, what I mean by diabetic retinopathy is sometimes people they can be blind with either both eye or one eye. It won't work. Or they can go to even diabetic coma.
Wow.
Oh yes, people can go to coma, where if the complication, if the blood sugar level becomes so high, then of course it can lead to these complications. You know, so there are so many things, and especially if the diabetes, even sometimes people go into amputation, they are diabetic. I remember when I asked Dr. Kankam to come to Fire Live Radio, he was giving a scenario in Ghana where somebody who was diabetic took someone's land. As DJD was playing the music, I think it's a big phrase. And they went back home. Somebody gave money to someone to buy a land, and when they went back home, the land, it was messy, whatever. You know how Ghana things are in Ghana, because even when you have a good friend, and they go to Ghana, their mentality change. I remember very well.
Forget about the good friend. I'm telling you.
Their mentality, as soon as they get to Ghana, their mindset everything changes. I was speaking to you about some of the
radio pharmacy, not even people back home, even here, the same mindset, we brought it here. So there's no difference. Even the people who are here, they are the most dangerous, even compared to people back home.
Yeah. So if if the diabetes is not treated, then it can lead to a number of other health problems. I mean, high glucose level can damage even blood vessels, nerves, and even organs in the body. And even a mildly raised blood glucose level that doesn't cause any symptoms can have a long-term damaging effect. So one of the complications can be either heart disease and stroke. Heart disease and strokes. So that can be, or it may be even nerve damage, because what tends to happen is high blood glucose level can damage the tiny blood vessels in your nerves, and this can cause a tingling or burning pain that spread from your fingers and toes up through your limbs, and it can cause even numbness, which can possibly lead to ulceration of the feet. So when you are getting numbness, having said this, people get numbness during winter season, so it doesn't mean you are suffering from diabetes because I do get numbness as well. So people, and also diabetic retinopathy, which is what I was explaining to you earlier on, or even kidney disease. People can get kidney disease if diabetes is not treated. People can get kidney disease, and also foot problems. People do get foot problems, so maybe damage to the nerve of the foot can mean maybe small risk or small nicks and cuts that may not be noticed, and this in combination with your maybe poor circulation, that can lead to a foot ulcer. So people should also bear that one in mind. And also people tend to get sexual dysfunction. Sexual dysfunction, which is possibly an area where a lot of people will take notice of that, because in men with diabetes, particularly those who smoke, nerve and blood vessels damages, or that nerve and blood vessels damage can lead to maybe erection problems, and this can usually be treated with maybe a very, very good medication. And women with diabetes may also experience a reduced sexual drive, which is loss of libido, or possibly less pleasure from sex, or maybe vaginal dryness, or maybe less ability to orgasms. So it's very, very difficult for them to get orgasms or to reach orgasms, or maybe they might even have pain during sex. So when they are having a sexual intercourse, they tend to have pain, or even miscarriage and stillbirth. So people who have got diabetes and they are not being treated, that is why when someone is pregnant, they take their blood pressure when they go to GP, and they take their blood as well to do blood tests, just to eradicate that problem, to ensure that they don't get diabetes. So these are some of the things that people can experience. And so our advice is always we look after people, and making sure people look after their eyes as well. It's so important that you don't fall into one of these complications of diabetes. So when someone has got any complications of diabetes, this is what we look out for.
Yene radio pharmacist and a word for you. So many say I'm for be no I crado almost share our Facebook and some way echo we are safe and and asem be kan wa ha no, it will stick forever. Kopem say we are say Facebook for enti ne nyina na yete ha ye kan bibia esese yeso so ye hwe ye kasa and the way ye amochena bi no ye beka so radio pharmacy ka bibi say no ntina meka say ye yankofa wo bi metena ha a obekọ ka kire o se paracetamol ebetima sa yade 100 yabi na obi enipa bebre Ghana kro ye free mu enipa bebre ewu enuro bebre wa ebinim to no ka mu eyankase nyo but enima bebre wa enya honimudie no no na se na mo se obe awo se be nipa nkasa ne bebre mpe no kware
yabi
enti no obeko hospital ama yaka chene se o ade we na ha we na ye ono onya te se o obi gina baasi mu obi ye wen kro we se muntimi enkofa aduro enko gina tre mu ana so so se untimi enko gina baasi mu enkofa aduro we nka se we ye kokwa aduro ye babro chire hwan no wo a se wo ye organo free radio so se efiti north south east west baasi be mu baasi 4 na baasi 5 mu ana betuma ko gina ka se ukoton kokwa aduro enka wo no obato penga enema bebre wo a sabio ya tuk batabo bi manso ena yesua enka na memini ka radio pharmacy sa ono so okoba bi enka positive me so me wo meni amayo aka me koje DJD obi a wo bibia ye na so no enam se ba bia ye free ba ne ntete a de maaye no ye nya ne sa entina hana ye ba ye no enema bi wo ho a na ye so ne yesua.
I mean DJ Positive
radio pharmacist.
Let me tell you, you have said something that has really touched my heart. And I hope and pray any health professional who is listening to this live or Fire Live Radio will be able to call in and come and give what they can give to the community. Because at the end of the day, DJ Positive, it's not about Zikao. Trust me, 6 feet, everybody will go there. But what can you do for your community?
The pharmacy said ye can sika de obi abaka se o ye pesika obi e pesika but the pharmacy wo kan sem bi oh ye say chinchin so chinchin ye mu bebre education wo di maye no ye no ye bu ni sese bi o obi be bu ni se nkwase asem but say ebe ya say e bia diabetes minimum obi a wa pakini ni yama se okọ Ghana eye afiwe bosum we ya eye otena yi kwasi adwo ebran bosum yi eye 31st January wabetena krowem so many years also wabre okọ otwani tikito but enam say eye ba yes positive person okosi dan wo Ghana o person okoto ka kese dem wo Ghana o person okohu say o me ba broche no mabobra but man dey say positive me hwe me ayi mapom din mu that is enema yetosi wo mu.
That is the problem.
But obroni onyari o mbebe kicho say every 6 months and 1 year obeko check the body actually say car na okita no for to be na even sebi we there me kama yen ayi Ghana for nana aba his excellency nana Akufo-Addo nana niam bebre wa nana yesi nana brochire obesi sa Ghana hwe kasi bebre na mu Ghana radio pharmacy krowe mu no emrofo ahunu say car eye fidia esese afibia ye MOT we insurance we saying how would drive with that insurance woni me de beto unye MOT and car kra ye fidia nipa hihyo na how much more who nipa etika nipa fa ne se wo ye car enipa a mo ye car mo hwe nipa so na ye yo because nipa onsa
positive
onan wani car tires wo ho ni engine wo ho ika engine eno ne wakoma na wo sori anopa wie nwumre na wo kwa adwuma na akoba ka hu se enka every year no MOT ko check say me sugar level me den eniema radio pharmacy boy me minimum osuso no me ti wei me de hoahoa me wo se me ne enipa binam se benya damfo bia na ya damfo ye wonamfo bi wo ho a wo abrabo mu a onkoso enya bayiye but we will never get nothing good from him enti sadamfo no enya damfo asese wo do ho bo no asese o niam bi wo ho a ye ntimi nka no kware enkyire nipa adamfo a obefro da bia ye nkɔwe nsa adamfo a wo koso na ye ne ya adamfo obeje wo yere obeje wo kunu eno wenya adamfo a memendadu a obekire se minua asetire mu ayeden and then it's NHS wow database ya ma home office esi ane de wo no home office for me chimpel wo say wo yare wo ko GP na ye de amount into tifia o baka say GP e be sraw ya bo letter boss ma this is your GP ubi eprona no wo no kra no NHS no wo wia say NHS is under pressure me ka say farage baka say Europeans cost about 350 million pounds for United Kingdom. This came on, and the budget so Brexit. We want to leave. Say, I know they are not going to European SBMO. Africans in that. Say, I know your database. Oko GPA, ya de mom. Enti ni seka woti ha. Edru dakrubia. Wo de mamin ko. Radio Pharmacy, Fire Life Radio. Omo ye program. Mamin from Radio Pharmacy. Ekwa be na mefa so a. Eniema bi wo ho a ye nim. Enti no ka insese odi u phone ebe frɛ ne enkrofo bi a unya disua bi amfiri mo no enka fato ha. Naji Radio Pharmacy number. Na ka wo de every 6 months bi afrɛ no. Papa, send ye bosom bi adura. Ye timi frɛ ya sofo so mo mpa ye ma no. Eniema bi wo ho a it doesn't need prayers. Me positive I'll say it. It does not need prayers or tongue. Wo yare Yesu Kristo yade no baba sa ye no. Enne no sa yade na Yesu be sa ye no bi ni ho. Enti sa wuti kromu ha na ye ka cho se udi sugar, diabetes. Obeti hoy sabi oni aduane papa because odini sika ekosi dan na banku na baked beans. Wadi baked beans sa na dok chese o kan bibia. Onu edi aduane pa no. Ose o wo de sebo ye kwasampani utwa wanum o ye sen. Eda no besi awie ye do cargo na bekotom. Na oni pa no no nsi dan wa ha no. Ote ho na ne ho dendenden. Ya na nanom nyi cheye. Obeti abrochire sebi mpenduasa. Brode akra ne mankani ni nkontomre kra ontimi ni bi. Oni sa enuane na bema ne energy no. Na wo ye we nyina wie na wu a na wasa da akɔhye bayifo. Uko bi waso mo mpaye ma. Uko obi waso onye bibi ma. Oye ni nyina wie a wagiska. Ono ne die aduane papa. E de ye ne ho yie enya hoden. Na wo so ye nyanga. Oh, eni ma bi wo ho a. Nyame no amala adwen ho. Na nyankopon krobo nipa wie no osa kotena so rosunye. O se afregret ese ma bo nipa. Oh, nyame na nyame obo me no mienu no. Nyame se wanu ni ho. Nyame suye. Oh, on suye se ade kra na me bo nipa. Oh, so hu no. Enti no
but positive. Suno osuye no so no. Eyo.
Esuno osuye no enye because I na yase wabo nipa because nipa yaso odin. Se bia ne se who can diabetes wo asem. Obi wo ho a oni mu price kese se kodi afidie tu ha memenda. But
the question is positive. I'm here to share my knowledge. You can decide to play drums on the seaside.
And no nyame sun ye no.
It's your right. But I also have the right not to listen to your drums.
Yes, one bomb me nipa.
Human nature. Sisi opa ma insuoni akwala bi sisi a. No, Brixton station. Na me chief servant, me nko yi akwala no. Ye obi obeka kire me say, enti uko yi akwala yi na nka so to mu a na nka oye dede. Do you understand me?
Jumadi ne so ayede Fire Life Radio. You need radio formats in electric come about health matters every Saturday. Every Saturday bia ye wa ha say me baby ahoma to chief servant aka ensemu bebre about ya pomuden. Ya kan nyina no say me positive a wote me chief servant radio pharmacist ye papa wa konim de Frank da ko hwe screen so ne din boso. Seka oni ahoden a radio pharmacy munyuma no de enyuma bi wo ho a me ntimi nye pharmacist, doctor, lawyer, nisad kese okọ se nipa pa na yete ho na se wo hwe se de nipa ye hu sisi ye ho so na okopa na nipa da ho a e hospital
we are nothing.
Oh yeah,
we are nothing. But positive, one thing we can do. Look, anybody listening to Fire Life Radio, this is my advice to you. Just tune in every Saturday. My number will be there. Just call me. Because I am giving my life. Say the Nyankopon buy you and my eno. Say met me a prolongo your life expectancy. It's a blessing to me.
Yeah.
And that is all I need. Me here usika, me here bibia because Nyankopon we shira me. Woni positive man ka sim bi nchire. Makonta ka sim bi chire me. Me kura no se man dan dwene ho da. O se Frank. Woni mse wo to asase no adi 23 years. Honestly, na me dwene ho kura sa da.
me kwana me wonwa radio pharmacy me ba afrefo na chase afrefo me amanfo ano sabre radio pharmacy I crado me say obi afre la na say wasa wantima nyina so ba me fa na me se ne antudwa na me se didi dwuma e 0207 738 5520 and also says 0203 00288482 ubetimi afre e wo ye studio line so na ye mobile number so ubetimi afre so na wo the text messages o concern aba na ye nyina no ya ye den ya to adwen ene ye ka diabetes ho asem menim so frefo di ka frɛ no ne number no wantimi nyina so ete koye ubetimi asa frɛ na mane biem e wo 0207 738 5520 and I say 0207 0207 738 5520 and at 0203 002882. Ofrefo a wodi kan frɛ or beef so frɛ o mu nyina mo betimi asan frɛ back 020 my activate phone line no 0207 738 5520 and 0203 002882 aha aye Fire Life Radio asona ekoso no ye den health matters and bro memenda ni dada memenda biara on sabeka Frank Obendakon ewo Fire Life Radio and as ye wia ordinary na beto edwa na ososo no watimi aye den wa frɛ ebia na owo yare bi wo ho a edi enya sebio Ghana na ye yankwala me wo Ghana yade bebre hwehye ho wa ha etwo hwehye ho bebre eso yentimi nka radio pharmacist ebia na sebi yare bi hwehye ho untimi nko hospital sesi akora de wo koton wo yade na kora na ye be kire wakọ enti no sesi ane de yo hello good morning afi enko emra emetu afi sese na nyame aye nyina akoma so ade afi sese na sesi ano radio pharmacy ye hunu obia wo TV so ya GTV station yes subscriber amen. Yeah, but radio pharmacy club be we say pharmacy shop aboa your community.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Na amechia radio pharmacy.
Mecho so mami.
Na diabetes asema wode aba no. Inya pa.
Me de no minim sa ona be first caller.
Ai, wouldn't so food is kasa wode me. But diabetes 26 years in it. And so me da so tim kwam through the pregnancy na me dinyae. Na normal ma fam no abesi zambre wa hwe yi a wo beka se wuni bi ko check na me start wo insulin me ko dietitian ni me disua elene me fa tablets na de me kan kire nkrofo no se wo ton yale ya mo ko doctor no wa mo kan no kwale symptoms amunya mo kan no kwale nkire wo one can doctor no oh yale awe yale uko pharmacist ya kan kwade pharmacist fo no kura ni mu nuro mu pa sen doctors no na incident no na de ya ne say ya de duro na ma na de be sha fridge mu wa wo wuro wonsa wa test with the pan na wo wonsa no wa test wa chura to wa bo date time wo wia wa wo incident no yasusu measurement in pepe because untimi nya mane moroso make us so waduane aye ready si nchen because wo wonu ani dia wo betwa ahwe nti no wa measure wa fence wo dia wo sere ho baby after all the wo bia wo dia wo wia wo didi wia after 30 minutes to 1 hour no wa sa test asa chro a chain headache aye adwuma kasiye pa wan chro so na de konso a o me how pa because o ma adwuma ne say assignment aye de ama o say ye ti mesle mi nuanom emfa hu enkototo nuro e wa bontin pharmacists wo ho doctors wo ho blood tests and every 6 months we are blood tests ni a check when ni so ice cream wako I think so we are diabetic pharmacies now on criteria. You get medication free, maybe.
Oh, VPA free.
Yes.
Just the moment your Becca's way diabetic, no.
Yes.
A drobia original from F to heaven, no. A free.
Yes.
A drobia. There are certain conditions. I say we are pregnant, and also oba in the more than 1 year. And OSHA prescriptions are nina way tree. We are under 16 and under 18.
I'm free. No. Who won't crack now? You're diabetic. Ice cream, no. A bimutria, but we are diabetic. A free.
Yeah.
Yes. Intimate ceremony. Na Mosha Musuye, Memorial, so baby to elegant chic, Mubua, Munko baby or a specialist. Or Chirago is warrior mamma kama.
Very important.
Chinese if one are conning at the blade near the Echucha. Nino so a coso. Intimate ceremony say, as some or cano. Wouldn't go for baby Casawa to minibi. Or ye be a situation a cow numa. Pharmacist who be giant and again. Ya can't you say a near situation, a carbohydrate in so teso, but no a cotton sweet, one way sweetness, you know. No, I sister bear 4 or 5, no, the good team. Or yeah, sweetness, no man after Buffalo, now for the cohoney, so no, I saw honey. Would the open cry, ye tea light tea, chianca jaligun, no manessa, would no man you get used because Adriana was a dinner in a containing sugar. Into Bois, that doctor is soon so I now Bois pharmacy soon. And yes, I know moment you man, I had dame. It mess ceremony and it demo. Yanina, you share who's ye, and you're perfect. But who shall who's ye, who bet me and yening, I had a check.
I know, cry.
Into Kakra, that can't let you for no. And the anemic in the high blood pressure and in the diabetes, and I a bobra. Mestre say program here very, very important. Yeah, the first banner in nature to the car be Bejina shopping center. Jina Huna, so Jina show most steady woman. Obi or baby, I'll be Yamano. You are diabetic, you have blood pressure. Yes, go and see your GP. But which you are now in come out, you haven't got one. Or boy, the majority will be London.
Of course.
I know Palani in Nara. Only diabetes or a tire, let me and say diabetes, blood pressure, anemic. A mubako, Nipa be but one in Catami Nibi, Ubehuan will buash, Ubehuana just all the sudden. Yes, I know, man. The message, radio pharmacists, why are they very important because we call hospital and one a cook but in Crawford, person bad metric. Debbie. Madame was a positive, I mean, Kakra met me, and yes, I may tell me, but we some experience and many
of course,
and
of course,
you make
of course, of course.
I remember what my mom from Manu said you made Tom Yale already so because doctors of one of now who are one went to me and explain and show when the pharmacist now. Or no symptoms now moving and all the statistics at the child. Because one man feedback on to me and join the book and found and treated the other patients and who said run away yet wait you away your symptoms away. Me say me problem I haven't said me do so once a day in a night do so back up but during the day anymore I'm doing some more. Okay. Aye. The radio farmers me that was a family. I mean positive. Bye bye.
Radio pharmacy, Yanni pharmacy, will feed you saying, ye can't, ye yariamu, yaria radio pharmacy, Obika Sembi, or say ya disicato ho. Ah, la show no, obeyare. na se wo de wo ni sika na wo koba na wo nyare a obefa se onyare na wo jesika ne wo ho na wo sika pa radio pharmacy na wo hwe nipa yare sabi o ye nam hoi me positive me sorry a me ho dindin de me kona me ba papa tenten but se wo hwe se yare e bia na nyesa na ye wo no tie na be wi ase na obi na etwiu yare ya ti mo me hwe ya pomudin ye ofrefra balane so good morning.
Good morning.
The pacho udini baby akase free.
But you tell me mami nya ko make a selfie something here.
Mami nya ko something here. And na pay den a wo chemai.
Me pacho me cancer me bo a radio pharmacist abaso any diabetes asam na wo kan. But wo mo ka amputation na me de to aso. So meaning obi papa penny mo Ghana ni a situation ensa because obviously carbohydrate
absolutely
a situation because ma wo ni a situation there be uni say ye twa or ye double amputee ye twa na 9 million from Nikotogwe Enti no me ka se ehia papa o say radio pharmacist boku ye pa apart from that double amputee no me kidneys or sorry I know when ya heart attack because diabetic complications meaning na idea back because it started with say em say the more and I cry across and steroids, but I'm not quite sure whether that was the case. Say, yeah. I mean, name say be any pan on your specialist enough because we told be we are almost what's it called. Said yeah. Ain't no a year into me because no diabetic dada. Into me. Romo or vascular clinic and a consultant for a long time. Romo, you know, always say in the blood circulation and you good because of diabetic. No? Eventually, you try and 9 back. And now, you know, you did say you cry, you know, that was the end of it. And now it's all back. And then also there we saw when the more a saw in the more the cockroach the big toe. No. And we stand home because say woman to me and control pain no and no pa area and we are not doing no dem eventually na so we try no diabetic no with complications na e dey no you serious but no you did say you try na no eno ano no wo but enya eno ano no into the nipa was say ye careful papa into no me bomb back to fire life radio my idea me wow and I hope that could be some mobile dementia so
my dementia but what can you so no
to me and said that could be no way
Mati never be dementia with the wasi yes it was pa
okay bye
see na me ho aye me
positive
just diabetes no sa me fisa grobi na udio enti yetime twa obi nan
positive complications you know is more than it's worse than anything
but how some make us so one case by phone na twitwa na
bio and one thing they say and for more erectile dysfunction mostly no is because they are diabetic. Unless I'm more high blood pressure.
Actually, say, a criminal some cosu. So now, and you might be radio pharmacy more kind. Oh, catch it will be a. When you so be TSA say, or be shinning in so power, also, or come because of diabetes. You can't want 17. One was a wusu because no, ultimate data into a balance so no, or back come will be a swamman. And you know, what you check on my meals on can't see. Me radio pharmacist.
I know. I can see from your face.
Yeah, obi 9.
I can see from your face.
Na ye twa nipa na nipa na nya si bia sa na de wo no.
Debi.
But e bia enema bi asebe mo abetena ha mo ye kan obebu ni se ankwasesem enu ntina make say nyankopon kra wo su ye no because ya say ono abo nipa se ni su na ka sese ka nipa di etena ase eso so no nipa ya so no nti asem ana na ya ne ya sese ye twa nipa na no wo kra na se pharmacy onipa no wo ha sese ya na ebe ya wo ya esu na nyame su no nyase bia but wanu ne wo say ma bod ade we ya wa ebia sese ya wusu no se bia wa betra radio su na wo bod dawro na wo bo dawro na ebia ni papa omunim say papa we betra radio so na ade na etese wo ye no wanye eto na how would you feel?
This is where I speak with passion, and I understand from what you are watching or looking at me now how I feel.
I'm for about myself. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, only pana. The patch of me as a friend, Piemo. Well, want to me, and your son. The number 0203 002842 and as 0207 7385520. Wait me the messages so offer through WhatsApp and as you said text message at the afa SM line so radio pharmacy ni no hasin is a qualified pharmacist and then one year can diabetes in one sem. Me I believe say additional the man see you feel more out of 100 homes no e benya mu ba home radio pharmacy a futu ben and I want the man no pay
positive. All that I will say to people is, I mean, for the sake of special requests from other people with diabetes, we are going to repeat this program next week. We will repeat exactly what we have said today. It's recorded anyway, and we will play the recording next week, Saturday, so that people can become more awareness. And maybe the following week, I'll take the opportunity, if I can, to come and speak about autism as requested by DJD.
Okay.
I'll talk about autism and I'll talk about dementia maybe the following week as well, as our dear sister just called to talk about it, for us to talk about it. I'll talk about dementia. I mean, I'm a servant of you people who listen to Fire Live Radio. Anything you want to know or any medical health that you need to know, please text me on 079 44 258 462. I repeat, 079 44 258 462. Anything at all you want to ask, please do not hesitate. I'll do my very best to be of a help to you. All I will say is thank you for listening to Fire Live Radio, and thank you for listening to my voice. I really appreciate you, and I really, really cherish everyone that has called. And mother of Fire Live Radio, Mami Mary Boatima, God richly bless you. And the lady that just called, thank you for your contribution, and we'll do our very best to speak about dementia as much as we can. DJ Positive, I'm very grateful for you coming to, because like I said, it's not about money. If it's only about money, you come to Fire Live Radio, you don't come here. It's a service that you're providing for the community. You are not here for any money. You could have gone to work and earn money, but nyami shrawa, trust me, who job bless, no one cares. Nyami shrawa no shraw. Onyankopon wo shraw say obey bless na ma Fire Live Radio listeners. And that's why you have to concentrate about. Forget about what anybody think or what anybody say. Just think about what you can do for your community. As I was speaking to you earlier on, me say my contact class in beach me up to date no. And that's what the meeting me cry wasn't away. And yes, can't mete her. I'm there here to give. Oh, nyami shrame because a brano nipa bobby. The also yenya. And the so bit me ayama your community no. It's what we are providing. And I believe the same applies to you positive. It's not about money. It's about giving something back to the community. And I appreciate the love and your dedication for Fire Live Radio. Yami Shramo, and keep on listening to Fire Live Radio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oh, Ogya. So, a friend for back on Abba. Yeah, sure. So, I went to me and you know, so earlier on. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Me pacha udini baby akase free.
Me the gym because it's loud.
Yo, and I'm pray.
Okay, the machine is more power. Now, Doctor, Casano, how much Casano can say improve your it will be a big
Okay. Okay. Mpacho open. So unim paracetamol, yeah, a paracetamol, carpo. And here for headache.
Okay.
Ibuprofen. IBUPROFEN. Ibuprofen syrup. And also here for fever and also pain, a painkiller. And I say Colanticon is KOLANTICON. Colanticon gel. KOLANTICON Colanticon gel. Gel near Colanticon a one word and a gel no a GEL. Now enye gel la ye distrao a gel is a friend Colanticon gel a mixture. Now it's got 4 main active ingredients. It was a drone name. It is a qualaya fruya ne ya umani bipe ubon sebijai. Oh sumwa na odiamano. Intermediate de biami wobu me cabinet mu. Esa na tete wardrobe. Entino no many pharmacists keep it. Entizoko pharmacy bi no enya. Catch mo say umbetimi order ama. Now positive, the beauty of it is nipo also nye di yo. 200 mils no is about bare 4 pounds. 200 mils. Oh, and your designer drug, and yes, I know na abeba beba na nipo wadi no bio. Wait to wardrobe. Now uri so na a drawback of so me boni di anchiro. Your friend no Palmo Bailey. PULMO Bailey. Palmo Bailey. And here empenifo utimi ede cough mixture empenifo wode ano hye party say whiskey enti no e bi cross of fremu kakra ansa no wano e bon ne nom so eden but e adwuma and so yet it wardrobe your friend Palmo Bailey enti se wokọ na se chemist no omuni bia wo so omo oda ma enti titiwo no na me de amamo no Mon try to keep it in your kitchen cabinet. Say eba critical crampo na odi mo nom sa dro ya meka ho asemo yi. Mo ho betimi atom. Ansa kra na ebia say worse at times obo onya cough ya na it may be due to infection. Say infection dia onoma enya hwe chi say mo antibiotic to kill the bacteria into hu GPA. I think say betimi reasonable. Enti anybody a mutie medamo ase se motie ene mo so mo afre.
That is a Biana Berna. Udia Emma Unyasa, any Biana Berna, between our mind was a Bruma Banchi.
Okay. But your Mamika Semtero, Obi Obeka so deep for Ubi diabetes or bois. So, Uber before Padia, any only enemy. Any only enemy. But let me tell you something. Just eat your nice, healthy, balanced diet meal. You'll be fine. Obuha onidi. And diabetes said me see explaining the causes no. Or pancreas no. Pancreas near say a gland that behind the stomach. Anna produce enough insulin. And on say as we are growing no, now our body no so emery. So what you say? Funny enough, statistically, no, it is estimated by the year 2035, about 82% of the population will have diabetes, which is people who are age of 60 and above. 82% will have diabetes. Enti yenhwe ye hu so ye me de sa 18% no de me ka ho bi, because diabetes no is my nose be positive. Enti de metimi astre actually one say yenhwe ye aduane bi enu a e cause diabetes no eye o pancreas no dem produce e bi o ha a genetic. Se wo maame ana wo papa bi ana wo nua bi enya bi a ana so wo bi a ya na probability of you getting diabetes no e be high. But what am I say? Enti nya aduane a wodi na be cause diabetes. The reason why I can say me ni esichire na say wodi sugar emma o blood sugar no eye high and tem na e cause more complication. Nemom sugar no enya no na cause diabetes no.
Okay.
A lot of people get this misconception say udi sugar obenya diabetes mpacho ontesa, because carbohydrate na udi no through glycolysis process no e convert it into sugar anyway. Until when the sugar crampo na carbohydrate na udi no will eventually be converted to sugar. And no na ya na e kwhyeche o cells ni mo na and also so no are converted into glycogen. Na adeda already anymore. And the ma ye kese no. And this undi dia. Na glycogen no asa converted back to sugar. And until I have na many perform no. But what you must say? Process now me also must start breaking it down. Said the obeti ase. Oh, from a lay, I don't want to be too scientific. But me general. Said the oya obek to be biase. Enti me demet me answer say mummy hwe hu so ye na health de omu hia pa.
Where the impacho number of people you na last question say me liquid pa, is it good or it's not good?
Unum lucozade pa. E de benti na amount num lucozade no.
Well, me pattern to be say me coach no be na na ba ko but number of too much.
Okay, what tend to happen is say glucosate no contain sugar.
Yeah.
And the sugar no somehow energy. What tend to happen is when the sugar no is too much, it may affect your teeth.
Okay.
It may affect your teeth. And my cause teeth decay. Ain't you know.
Radio pharmacy didn't know man better to now. Yeah, your time no up yeah. Okay. It's radio pharmacy for no money to your mom.
But your number near 07 9 44 258 462. Yeah, 079 44 258 462. Dimi Damu say somewhat here. Anyway, positive. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for hosting me, and you've been of a blessing to Fire Life Radio. All the years that you've been here, it's been great. And so otherwise for all the good work that you do for us.